So I'm hoping the mic won't pick up all the background. I'm pretty sure it is picking the background noise up. This is why I can't film most of the time, because when I'm home, my husband is home and he's very fucking loud.
Oh my god, no fucking.
So today I am going to be talking about, and if I look down, I have notes and sticky notes everywhere that all the subjects that I want to touch on in today's video. So today we're going to talk about what to watch out for when you are starting out modeling. So number one, I've been modeling for, since 2013, and I've seen my fair share of scams, shady stuff, and I wanted to touch on that with you guys. So my number one thing that I have on my list is scams. So I get these messages at least a couple times a week, and I've just gotten really good at just, filtering through and seeing what's a scam and what's an actual, offer to collaborate or to shoot with an actual photographer. So my thing is, I don't shoot any implied or nude or anything like that. I won't travel over 2 hours, and unless it's an exception for a really good photographer that I've been wanting to shoot with, and I don't really do that many free photo shoots anymore. So most of mine are paid. So this is just an example of a message that I just got. So let me see if you guys will be able to see it. Alright. So if you want to pause this video, you can to read it in full, but I just wanted to show you guys what it looks like. So it says, "Hello, I am just done checking out your port. It looks cool. Will you be available for a paid shoot?" First of all, it has a model on the front page of the magazine in there. So you would think that someone that is contacting you to do a paid photo shoot would sound a little bit more professional. By the way, this is a Model Mayhem website, so it's just like for models, makeup artists, photographers to find each other and collaborate with. You can type in like your zip code and it'll show you like everybody in your area. So it just makes it easier to find people to work with. Anyway, send your response directly to this email, and then it gives you a completely separate email. You will be sent the complete job info as soon as the email is received. First of all, if you want me to work with you and you like my portfolio, you should probably explain what the job is so I don't have to go hunting for it. And then regards, and then the same email right underneath. So usually what happens, and I've seen this so many times that I don't even bother responding anymore. I used to respond like, get a life and whatever. But so usually what happens when you respond to these emails is you'll send them an email, "Hey, I'm inquiring about, this job." So they'll send you, "We're gonna pay you $500 up front. You don't have to worry about traveling. We're gonna come to you, and you can choose a studio that you want to work in, and then we're gonna, give you $2,500 after the job is done. And then, sure, yeah, that sounds great. Send your measurements and all these things to this email." So then they have a separate email. So you send all your stuff to the other email. And then the other email responds and like, "Oh, this is okay, awesome." And then like none of this sounds like it's real anyway. Like if something sounds like it's too good to be true, it is. So then you get this email, and I wish I had all these emails. Like I've since deleted everything. I'm just so done with all these emails. They're really stupid. Like I get millions of them. So then you get one back. This is like when I first started out, like probably my first month, I got like 6 or 7 a day. And I was like, "Oh my gosh, this is so cool," and like I actually responded to some of them. So then this is like how I know what I'm talking about. It's all from personal experience. So you get back the email, and they're like, "Okay, so we're gonna send you this amount to you, and then you're gonna have to deposit in your bank account, and then you're gonna have to send that check to this area. And they don't give you a specific name or address or anything. They literally just tell you like a weird name with, you know, go through Walmart and send it to like this area. First of all, why would I need to do that for a makeup slash clothing designer? You can just pay them yourself. That doesn't happen. Companies that want to work with you, that have relationships with makeup artists, designers and all that, they pay them directly. They don't send you money and then you have to send money to somebody else. That's just stupid. That's not a thing. Okay? So they'll send you a fake check from like a completely different company that you've never even heard of, and it's a totally fake check. Like, you will totally notice as soon as you get it. It's not like they don't even try at that point. So they expect you to deposit that check, and then that day they want you to send the money out somewhere else before the money even hits your account. So because by the time the money hits your account, that check is going to bounce, and you're going to be responsible for paying that entire amount plus late fees, which usually ends up being at least $1,000. So that's number one. That's like the biggest scam I've seen. I haven't really seen like that many others. What was the other one? There's another one that was like going around that like they weren't even trying. I think they were trying to basically, it's pretty much the same idea. Like, all of them are doing the same like thing, but instead of sending you like this elaborate email or anything like that, they tell you that they're from a modeling agency, and if you give them a certain amount of money, they're going to hook you up with photographers in your area, and they're going to come down to you, and they're going to sponsor you, and they're going to take you places. So they basically pose as a modeling agency that they will take your money and they won't do anything for you. So my next point that I want to talk about is shady photographers. Prime example, this just happened to me a month ago. So we had talked a little bit on Model Mayhem, the same website, like a year ago, and we just never could get together to shoot. His portfolio looked okay, but the main reason why I actually was talking to him was because he was going to pay me, and we were just gonna do like a sports shoot or whatever. So he had messaged me. He's like, I'm gonna pay you $300 for a 2-hour shoot, but it's in DC. So yeah, for me to drive to DC, it's about an 1.5 to 2-hour drive depending on traffic for me. So driving plus my time, yeah, that sounds reasonable and good, fine. So we've been texting back and forth, and then he was basically asking for like pictures of the outfits, which is totally fine. Like, pictures of the outfits that you're planning on bringing, totally fine, because you're not always going to get a makeup artist. You're not going to get, you know, a stylist unless you're, you know, doing it professionally. That's not going to happen. So that's fine. I had, you know, sent him pictures, and then he goes, what can I like? And he's seen my portfolio. So like, I've sent him pictures. I've sent him to my Instagram where I have all of my pictures up. So he knows what my body type is, what I look like. So he goes, it kind of like, the conversation went totally south after we started talking about outfits. He goes, okay, if you have a picture of you in the outfits, I can help you decide which other outfits to bring. First of all, I'm not going to take a picture of myself in every single outfit, first of all. So then he sends me a picture of what he wants, like a little sample, which is fine. Like, a lot of photographers will create like a mood board with like all the pictures that are like similar to what they want to do that shoot, and that's cool. That's totally normal. That's fine. I do that sometimes for myself when I really like the poses, the accessories and things like that. So he sends me this picture, and it's basically a girl. Let me get to that part. So it's a girl that's on this yoga mat, but it's a link. Okay, it's a link to this website called boobgoddess.com. And when you click on it, so this is the picture, right? From a website called boobgoddess.com. Alright, so I'm gonna this is like a screen recording. So I'm going to that website. Yeah. And it's a recording. This whole thing is a recording on my screen. So I'm going onto this website, and it's a fucking porn website. So then I go, please tell me that you're not going to be posting pictures of me on a porn website. He goes, no, that's just poses. The pics won't be published. And I was like, okay, do you have like an Instagram or a website that you post your work to? Because in his Model Mayhem, he only had a couple. He's like, no, this is just for fun and private. Okay, so I had asked him to send me a couple pictures from his portfolio. He sent me literally the same thing that he already had on his Model Mayhem. So right after that, I was like, hey, I'm canceling. I don't feel comfortable at all. And he was like, well, that's okay, we can reschedule. No. Listen, when you don't feel comfortable shooting with someone when they're acting weird like that, no. You can go ahead and cancel. There's no shame in that, honestly. I've never once had to cancel. Ever. This is the very first time I myself canceled. Especially a paid shoot, because I don't feel comfortable. I don't. So, this example is from one of the groups that I'm part of on Facebook. And she's a fairly new model, so she wasn't sure like if what she replied with was okay. So she had posted the screenshot to the Facebook group, and she kind of wanted some feedback on it. So the girl had said, hi, I'm currently working out, get back to you soon, because he had texted her, and he's like, sounds good. She goes, all right, I'm out, what's up? He's like, cool. So I want to get some pictures of you. I guess we'll start with a mirror selfie, if that's okay. If you are not, like, if you've given, like, if they've seen your portfolio, if you don't have a portfolio, just have your friend take a full body picture, front and back, headshot. That's all you should need if you're a new model. No photographer should be asking of random selfies of you, because who is that gonna help? Like when you're having your friend take the pictures, obviously make sure you're not wearing makeup, because I can understand like if the photographer wants to make sure that you don't have like any scarring or like, you know, anything crazy that it would take him too long to edit out, and that's totally understandable. So just have your friend do that, and you should be 100% okay. No other photographer should be asking you for any other pictures. I am friends with a couple models that do a lot of nude shoots, and they have a lot of that in their portfolio, and if a photographer wants to see a picture of them, they can refer to that portfolio. And I recently, a photographer had sent me a message because I commented on that, and I was like, that is not okay. Like, that's not okay for random photographers that you've never worked with asking you for mirror selfies. What good is that gonna do him? And he had sent me a message, and he's like, well, first of all, I've worked with models for Playboy and all this stuff, and if we're doing a nude shoot, I want nude pictures so that way I can make sure she doesn't have any stretch marks and her boobs look good, and so I don't have to do a lot of editing. shouldn't you have already established that from looking at her portfolio if you already work with established models, first of all? And if you like her portfolio and she looks good in the pictures and that photographer could make it work, then you should be able to as well. There's no reason for selfies, okay? And I don't know, it sounds just shady. As a makeup artist as well, I do makeup on the side as well as modeling. I'm gonna go to your Facebook page and I can scroll through, or if you have a portfolio. Most of the time I can always tell what kind of skin you have, or I can always text you and ask you. Hey, what kind of skin tone, like skin type do you have? Do you have any blemishes? Whatever. That can always be established with a simple text. Like if a photographer is doing a nude shoot with you and you're comfortable with that, that's what you want to do, and he's asking you for a selfie, he can always ask you, hey, do you have any stretch marks I need to be aware of? Hey, your boobs look good. Like, are they good? You know what I mean? And most of the time, you should be able to say, yeah, my boobs are nice and fine, or no, they're not. You know what I mean? Like, no selfie should be asked of you. So she replies with, I've got plenty of pictures on my page for you to see. And he replies with, I saw them. Let's do some now, though. Though with THO. Though. And she goes, yeah, no, I'm not a cam girl. I don't even know if you actually plan on working with me. I'm not taking any pictures for you. And I feel like that was an appropriate response. We're not cam girls. We're not trying to be porn stars. Unless you are, which that's your thing. But I know I'm not. And that is 100% not okay. Again, pictures of outfits, or if like a makeup artist is like, hey, like send me like a picture of your face, like no makeup, because like I'm trying to find foundations, find like things that are going to work for your skin tone, or if you're going to need full coverage foundation because you have a lot of blemishes, that's fine. Again, if you don't have a portfolio, just have your friend take a picture of you front, back, and a headshot. You don't need anything fancy. That's it. So, another instance was posted a day later. So, this girl, again, different group that I'm part of on Facebook. This is a conversation between a girl and the photographer, and the title of this whole thing was, hopefully they're banned soon, but let's stick together, guys. So it starts out with, she didn't really, show the whole conversation, but I see that she sent him a picture of herself, and then underneath of that it says, Bador is more implied. And he said, make sure I have them, even if they're self-taken, looking forward. And she goes, don't really do that, but I will check the archives. Let me know what is a good time for you to talk. I guess she wanted to have a phone conversation with him, which is fine. Sometimes photographers will want to talk to you over the phone just to, confirm a lot of things, because texting back and forth is, but not a lot of people have time for that. He said, once I have the pictures, I will be honored. And she goes, are those not enough? I guess she had sent him previous pictures and sent him to her portfolio. I don't have a lot. I did inform you via email I'm quite new to the modeling world. That is what, I had told you, and I've sent you pictures before. And he said, good, take some later, okay? And Friday to talk is good. Take some later? She already said she's not going to. And she said, gotcha. I'll message you Friday. Does this time work for you? He's like, I'm available Monday through Friday, 7 p.m. and after. She said, I'm available Saturday as well. I have a shoot Sunday, so either Friday or Saturday. So then he replies with, however, my shoots are getting booked, so I'll try to keep a spot for you. And make sure I have some nudes, send ASAP before we talk. So you don't want to talk to her over the phone, you just want some nudes? Does that sound shady to you? Because it does to me. Comment below. And then he goes, how's that? What? Then she said, did you not get my photos that I sent you earlier? That's from the 2 shoots I already did. And he said, yeah, but none of them are nudes, though. THO. Again. So I'm kind of wondering if it's the same person or what, but that's sick. And like I said, after commenting on those posts, I had a couple of photographers reach out to me and they're like, well, what if I ask a model for a picture of the outfits that they're bringing? That's fine. Well, I'm a nude photographer and I want to make sure everything looks good before I take pictures. Well, hey, if a model already has a port, you shouldn't need that. Also, and again, like I said, if the other photographer can make it work, so can you. And if you like those pictures, there you go. And if you plan on taking nude pictures in the future, I would recommend either you taking them yourself, like with a tripod, or have your friend take them for reference if you're new, or if, whatever. I don't suggest taking selfies for anybody. You know what I mean? I don't really suggest doing nude shoots just because that brings on a whole level of other creepy photographers, but that's why I don't ever recommend that to anybody. Like I said, the only time selfies are okay, if a makeup artist asks you for a bare face, just the face, bare, fine, outfits that you're bringing. That's it. Any questions? Let me know. Let's see. People taking advantage of you. This is a good old topic. So, I recently did a shoot that was 3 hours away. And we've talked before and I said, hey, I'm not gonna drive down. That's, 3 hours away. And on my way there, there's plenty of tolls, at least 5 or 6, which will be around $50 just for me to get down there, plus gas and my time of 3 hours driving and then 3 hours driving back, plus the tolls. So, and I was like, I'm not doing that for a free shoot, plus his pictures were very mediocre, like something that I could probably take if I wanted to. So, fine, we remained friends, whatever, friends on Facebook. He messages me again, and he's like, hey, I've been looking at your portfolio, and I really, really want to shoot with you. You have a really unique look. I will pay you to come down here. Okay, fine. Let's set something up. First on, when he messaged me, I was on vacation, and I kept telling him I was on vacation. He would not leave me alone, and I was like, I'll talk to you later. He's like, okay, and then after 5 minutes, he would just send me more text messages. So, number one, like, when you're with family, you're not obligated. You're not obligated to talk to anybody if you don't want to. That's not your full-time job. Unless it is, then that's fine, but that's not my full-time job, and I'm not going to be texting you the entire time while I'm with my family. So we set up a shoot. I get there, I bring, a whole bunch of clothes that I want to shoot in. He ends up having like a whole bunch of clothes that he's, he's been shooting in with all these models, and they don't look like they're washed at all. Like, it's literally a closet full of just random clothes that are like so cheap that are like made in China that literally costed him like $1 per piece. So he wants me to wear like all these outfits, and I told him, I was like, listen, first of all, I have a larger chest. I can't fit into all these. Second of all, your place, his house, looked so sketchy, so disgusting, smelled awful. And I was like, I'm not wearing any of your outfits. I can't fit in them. I don't want to. I'm only wearing what I brought. So he's like, sure, fine. And then we shoot, 2 or 3 outfits, and I'm like, I have got to get out of here. Like, that whole, like, neighborhood, like, I did not feel comfortable. So I'm like, hey, like, I have to go soon. We've already been shooting for 2 or 3 hours. And usually I don't shoot longer than, 4 to 6 hours. So he's like, okay, let's do 2 more outfits. So I come downstairs with my one outfit, we shoot, and he's like, you're not allowed to leave until we shoot one of my outfits that I have up there. He's like, so you need to pick out one. After I've already said that a million times to him, over text message and in person. So I pick out like the most conservative dress that he has. And then we shoot, and then like the shoot ended up being like 4 hours long. So then we're done, I get ready, and he's like, all right, well, I'm gonna go ahead and, he's like, I'm so excited, I'm gonna go ahead and start shooting you, editing your pictures right away. He's like, I'm just so excited. I'm like, okay, cool. He's like, you should have your pictures within 2 weeks. Okay. So I'm getting ready to leave, and he's like, all right, bye, and he shuts the door right behind me. So I didn't get any of my money. I paid all these tolls. I spent all that time driving and preparing for the shoot, and I get nothing. Plus, like I said, his pictures are not that good, so I can't even use them in my portfolio. That was in September. That was, 2 months ago. Still haven't received one picture from him. And I sent him a message, and he's like, oh yeah, we should totally shoot again. That shoot was the best I've done this year. I'm gonna go ahead and get started editing. That was 2 weeks ago. Okay, so point of the story is, if you feel like that shoot will bring nothing to your portfolio and you're not going to get paid, which I didn't know at the time, but honestly a good way, which I feel like I'm gonna have to start doing from now on, is just have them PayPal me the money ahead of time, so that way it's not a waste of my time when I go down there. So if it's a paid shoot and you feel like, even if even if I can't use any of those pictures from my portfolio, at least I have the money. Because for some photographers, let's say they're paying me, but I love their work, and I'm going to be able to use every single picture they take for my portfolio, then honestly it's not that big of a deal to me. But in this instance, I feel like I was being taken advantage of, because every single model he's been taking pictures of were not very good. So I feel like he used me for his portfolio, and again, his pictures aren't even that good because I can't use them. So moral of the story is, if you don't feel comfortable and you feel like you need some sort of insurance, go ahead and have them send you the money. Also, if you don't feel comfortable going to a shoot by yourself, let the photographer know that you will be bringing somebody, whether it's your boyfriend, husband, friend, mom, and if they don't feel comfortable with you doing that, then you shouldn't be shooting with them. Every single reputable photographer will be just fine with you bringing, some even encourage you bringing someone with them, because then they can use that extra person for, hey, can you bring the light over here? Hey, can you hold, the reflector over here? They get kind of like a helper out of it. So that is all for today's video. And like I said, if you guys have any questions or anything like that, please comment down below, okay? Don't forget to subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye.